is going on? It is Nate the Game Guy coming back with another video at hand, and today I want to talk to you guys about game collecting goals that I think you guys should have. Now let's face it, game collecting can be a very fun hobby. Picking up games, adding it to the collection, getting collectibles, adding that to the collection, watching a game room become just your preferred environment to just enjoy yourself. It is a really fun hobby. Now, of course, I want to share some advice that I think you guys should consider. Now, I am not telling you guys you have to do this or you need to do this. This is just my own personal opinion. So I do hope that you guys do find this video to be relatively informative, entertaining, enjoyable, all that wonderful stuff. So without further ado, let's jump right into this video's topic. Take a look at some advice that I would give to a fellow game collector right after the intro. Alright, so I just want to give a quick moment before I jump into some advice and just say, if you guys do enjoy the video, please do consider giving it a like, because it will help boost it up into the YouTube algorithm so more game collectors can find videos just like this. And of course, please do consider subscribing, because I post a ton of content when it comes to game collecting tips, and other video game related subjects. So if that is something that interests you guys, please do consider subscribing, but don't forget to hit that bell notification button so you'll be notified when I upload a video just like this. Now, with my first piece of advice that I would love to share with you guys, and that is keep your game collection in your game room organized. Let's face it, an organized game room makes things so much easier for you to locate things, and it just looks nicer just to see everything put out in a nice arrangement instead of just having stuff just thrown on a shelf and you can't locate which game you have, and because you can't locate it, you accidentally might end up buying the same game again and then realizing you've got a second copy of a game. That is not fun. So my piece of advice is organize your collection to what makes sense for you, as long as it's organized. With me, I like to set things up in different sections of the game room where I've got the different consoles and they're all alphabetized. Now, you don't have to alphabetize your games if you don't want to, but you know, a few things that you could do. Maybe you want to do is organize it by genre. Maybe you want to organize it by the game series. Maybe you want to organize it by certain consoles. Maybe you want to do a little mixture. I do a little mixture, right? Where I've got alphabetized games with my different consoles in different sections. If I want to play Dreamcast games, I'll go right here. If I want to play some 3DS games and Nintendo DS games, I'll go right above the Dreamcast. You know, there's lots of different ways that you can organize the game room or your game collection. There is no perfect way, just as long as it's organized and you're able to find what you're looking for, everything's neat and orderly. I would strongly recommend that you guys do the same with your game rooms and your game collection. Now, this might be a little bit of a laughable piece of advice to share, but I do want to share it anyway, and that is collect what you really like. Now, with me, I may contradict myself in this video because after all, I am a completionist, where I try to complete as many video game libraries as possible. So sometimes that game, such as Barbie, like on Wii U or Genesis or whatever, I know I'll never play it, but I will have to pick it up if I want to complete that set. But I will say one thing, even if you are a completionist, try to at least still get stuff over time that you know you're really going to love and you're really going to enjoy. I mean, yes, it can be cool to look at a shelf and see, oh yeah, I've got the complete set for this game console right here. And don't get me wrong, I do enjoy that with time to time, especially with my Wii U set and my Hyperscan set. But let's face it, Most of us get started into game collecting because we love video games. And if we love video games, we're going to want to play video games. So if you are going to be a game collector, also make sure that you're getting stuff that you're going to enjoy, right? Because if you're just going to be grabbing stuff all the time that, you're just not going to want to play or whatever, you may end up losing interest in the hobby. So, of course, even though, like, if you're a completionist like me, or sometimes I will have to pick up something I don't like just to finish the set for a game console that I do like, make sure that I'm also spending enough time to dedicate myself to enjoying the things that I truly enjoy, right? Trust me, you will be much, much happier that way. Now, another piece of advice that I wish to share with you guys is adding convenience to your game collection and game room. So what do I mean by this? What I mean is you are getting different items, different things that add convenience to your game room. I'll be more specific with this example right here. Say you've got a whole bunch of game consoles and you are constantly unplugging and plugging back in different game consoles to the back of your TV. If you get something such as an HDMI selector box or a composite box, you can click a button and you are able to switch from 64 to Dreamcast or PS5 to Series X because you've got all the consoles hooked up to that box, so you don't have to keep unplugging and plugging back in. You just hit the button and you're good to go. Things like that. Things that add convenience to your collection, whether it is making things easier to plug things up and plug it back in, or keeping things organized. A few of my favorite things are these tubs right here, which allow such quick and easy access to some of my accessories that I've got in the game room. And of course, down in the description down below, I'm going to give some links to you guys of the exact storage tubs that I use, along with some really good HDMI and composite selectors that you guys can choose from that will allow you to go through some of your game consoles so much easier, so that way you can have yourself a really good time in your game room. But that would be my piece of advice with this little segment right here, is add some things to the game room that make things more convenient for you. Now, some of you watching may be wondering, what are some of my personal game room goals when it comes to collecting and keeping things organized and everything in the middle, right? So, some of my game room and game collecting goals as of right now, currently I'm working on the Sega Dreamcast set. The Sega Dreamcast is one of my favorite game consoles of all time, so it is one of my personal goals to finish the North American Sega Dreamcast set and have it in the game room. Of course, I'm also trying to finish another set, which is my North American N-Gage set. I only need one more game for the set, which is Asphalt Urban GT 2, and unfortunately, I cannot find a soul online selling a complete in-box North American retail release copy. I can find the Goldmaster kit, but not the retail release copy. So once I find that, I will have a complete N-Gage set. Now, in terms of organization, currently I'm going through some of my shelving at the moment. I'm kind of trying to see which games do I really want to have out on display and which ones I don't. The ones that I don't plan to have out on display, I'm just going to keep in some area where I'll store it in the meantime, and then just keep some games out that I do plan on playing sometime at some point in the near future. And of course, I do plan on picking up some more collectibles, because after all, collectibles make things look cooler in the game room, where you get to see like the different figurines and store displays, and it just looks really, really cool in the game room. So right there, those are some of my personal game room and game collecting goals, in case if you guys might have been wondering. Hey guys, thank you so much for checking out my video. Please be sure to check out these videos here, and here. After all, I post a lot of content when it comes to game collecting tips, and other video game related subjects. So be sure to keep an eye out every Monday and Friday where I upload consistently, and I'll be seeing you guys next time.